People think the right move to make when they're moving to Dominican Republic is always buying a property. And I'm here to tell you it's not. In fact, over the last several months, Milton and I have spoken to hundreds of people who are looking to buy properties here in Dominican Republic. And many of them became homeowners, and they are ecstatic with the decision that they made. And others, if they could go back in time, they'd make a completely different decision. And what's interesting, most of those people, they didn't buy a bad property. You know what happened? They bought the wrong property. The wrong property for the lifestyle that they actually was going to live. So today I want to talk about some of the biggest reasons why expats regret buying property here and how you can avoid these mistakes. Because once you sign those documents, changing your mind, it becomes a little expensive. The biggest issue I've seen is when people think about buying a property here, they actually buy their vacation and not their life. And let me tell you what I mean when I say that. People visit here on vacation. They stay in an Airbnb that's 5 minutes from the beach. They wake up to palm trees, an ocean breeze. They go out on their balcony, they have coffee, and then they eat dinner every night overlooking the ocean. And they're thinking to themselves, I could do this forever. And you know what? Maybe you can, but also maybe not. Vacation life and everyday life is two totally different things. And no one ever asks themselves, where am I buying groceries? How far is the hospital? Will I enjoy driving here every day? What if the internet goes out? And where would I meet people? Because buying on vacation is a little bit different than buying where you'll live. I've discovered people 6 months later who have said to me they love the resort type lifestyle, but they just didn't want to have that lifestyle full time. One thing I've learned about living here, that cheap can become expensive. I've seen people so focused on saving $20,000 and not focusing on who the developer of that project is. They ignore the location, they ignore the long-term demand, and they ignore the management company. And you gotta understand, the cheapest property is not always the best investment, especially if nobody wants to rent it from you or anybody wants to buy it from you later. That's why Milton and I spend so much time talking about the developer and the location. People think we're just trying to sell them a property, and of course we are. But on the flip side of that, we're trying to help you avoid regret. This is what I recommend to people all the time. One, if you don't understand the country. Two, you really don't understand the lifestyle that you want, then rent first, learn first, buy second. And notice I said rent first, learn first, and buy second, because you need to rent and learn simultaneously. Because when I moved here, I thought I knew exactly where I wanted to live. We had Punta Cana on our mind. And after living there for 1 month, I said to myself, I can't really see myself living here full time. I thought that I wanted that beach, tourist type lifestyle that Punta Cana has to offer, but then I realized this is a more getaway place for me than something that I want to do every day. And this doesn't mean that Punta Cana is not a good area or a good investment opportunity, because it most certainly is. It just depends on the person and the lifestyle you want to live. Many people love the Punta Cana lifestyle. But for me, at this stage in my life, what I was looking for, more convenience, more variety, upbeat, high energy. That right there fits my lifestyle. And the best place you can find that is right here in Santo Domingo. But in 10 years, who knows? That may not be the case, because living here changes you. You discover different neighborhoods, different routines, different traffic patterns, different communities. And usually your first opinion doesn't always mean it's going to be your last opinion. And another thing I've seen is people buying properties based on somebody else's lifestyle. And this happens more than people realize. They watch these YouTube videos, join Facebook groups, talk to other expats, and they're telling them, hey, you should move to Punta Cana, or hey, you should move to Santo Domingo, or hey, you should move to Puerto Plata. But no, you should buy for you. Some people love to walk everywhere. Others want peace and quiet. Some want rental income. Others want family life. Some hate driving. Some don't mind it. So you gotta stop buying someone else's dream. So the lesson is, figure out your own dream first, and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. The Dominican Republic is growing, no question about it. The infrastructure is improving. Tourism is expanding. More investors are starting to come. But not every property is a home run. Not every community or neighborhood grows equally. Not every developer delivers on time. That's why you can't buy on hype. You have to buy based on fundamentals. Location, developer, demand, construction quality, exit strategy. That's investing. Everything else you're doing is called speculation. Probably one of the most overlooked mistakes that I've seen people make as well is that people don't buy thinking about the future. People buy based on their life today, not tomorrow's. What if your family grows? What if your parents come to move in with you? What if your child needs more space? What if you decide to work remotely full time? What if you stop doing Airbnb? So that means that the property that you're investing in should fit the life that you're building, not the life that you're living today. I've helped many of people relocate here to Dominican Republic. And one thing they do not regret, and that's doing their homework. Nobody regrets doing their homework. The people who regret something are the people who were rushing. The happiest people here today who have bought properties, they visited here multiple times, and they asked a whole lot of questions. They compared neighborhoods, they compared developers, they compared lifestyles. They weren't trying to chase the perfect deal. They was trying to make the right decision, which is what you should be trying to do. Buying a property here in Dominican Republic can absolutely be one of the best financial and lifestyle decisions you'll ever make. I've seen it for myself how it has changed lives, the properties that Milton and I have sold. But the key is, don't buy based on excitement, buy based on information, on being informed. Because that excitement is gonna wear off. Your decision, it won't. And that's why I built DR Invest and Live the way I have. My goal isn't just to help people buy property, my goal is to help people buy the right property. Because 5 years from now, I don't want you telling other people, I wish somebody had told me that. I want you to be sitting on your balcony, drinking your cup of coffee, and if you like cigar, have a cigar, and saying to yourself, I'm glad I waited until I found the right one. So guys, if you're interested in moving to Dominican Republic and you need to figure out what your budget is, I've created what I call the DR Cost of Living Calculator. Links in the video description below. Also, if you want to invest in real estate and you want to work with my team, I have a link in the video description below that says I want to invest in real estate. Click that link. Also, go to our website, drinvestandlive.com. Check out some of the available properties. And if you see something you like, complete the buyer's profile and my real estate advisor will be in contact with you. Also, I have 2 newsletters, Live Your Best Life newsletter and DR Insiders Real Estate newsletter. Packed with information, guys. Links in the video description as well. And until then, guys, always keep your goals at the forefront of your mind. You have to always live in the present because that's the only way you're going to live your best life. And I'm out. Peace.